Well, today I have a very special guest, Miss Laura Altmann. We've worked together for how many years now?
10 years.
10 years. Let's talk about some of the stuff we've done over 10 years. God, do you remember back to when we had the office with the green carpet and the other office across the street and taking all of our supplies from one place to another?
I do. I do remember. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, we literally built a real estate investing business off the ground out of that place.
Yeah, things changed.
Yeah.
We went from one thing to another. Yeah, absolutely.
So, let's kind of talk about what in that office, how did we get to the size we was? By the way, but back then, we were doing almost a deal a day. And I think people would like to know kind of at what level do you have to build a company up to where you're closing a real estate deal every day?
Well, back then we had, 15 callers, I believe, 15 phone pros where we started. And those girls were going. We were doing 500-700 calls a day each, and we were getting deals like crazy. So it was learning it and negotiating it and getting them under contract.
Well, what do you do? Like, what's your role right now? So, by the way, I'm a co-founder of Partner Driven Real Estate Investing, where we come in, we teach people how to do real estate investing, we fund the deal, and we split profits. And this lady right here is a very integral part to our real estate investing business. So back then, you and I both were on the phones, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
So we were literally cold calling sellers over and over again.
Hand dialing.
Because back in the day, they didn't have cool technology like they do now.
Yeah.
So it's literally like we had those old-fashioned headsets that hooked up to the phone.
Yeah.
And we thought we were something else, didn't we?
Yeah, we couldn't walk around. We were stuck.
Yeah. So we had to be stuck to the desk, stuck to that computer.
Yeah.
But that's kind of at the level we built that investment business. But now that we've got Partner Driven, what is it that you do with Partner Driven now?
I'm acquisitions manager. So basically all your deals all come to me. We look them over, we review them, we move them forward, we get them closed, we get you, some profits. So I check out all the deals. We have a great team. We have, and that's what makes it is our team, and our team is mostly females.
It is mostly females. And speaking about that, it was like not even on purpose that this happened, because she's hired tons of people at our company, so have I. We literally looked one day and was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that we literally hired all women.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that when we were doing that. Did you?
No. And it's really strange because having all those women, we all got along really well.
Yeah.
We built a great team. It just works so perfect.
When you're working with a lot of women in a workplace like that, I remember we had one rule, didn't we? We still have that one rule to this day.
No gossip.
No gossip. Isn't that crazy? I mean, we literally were like, listen, if you gossip about somebody, you don't work here anymore. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Because that's what leads to a company's mentality falling apart.
Yeah.
And if somebody didn't fit our objective, then they were gone.
Yeah, but it's not even a group of employees anymore. We are a family. We are a team.
Yeah.
We really are. We're just as much a family.
Well, now that we're talking about the women's subject, I'll tell you, you'll notice this, whenever you go to YouTube or you go to Facebook or you go to Instagram or you go to TikTok, everybody that's a big real estate investor that puts themselves out there, with a few exceptions, because there's a lot of great women in this business, but it's mostly male.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird, but as a real estate investor, most of these people are males. Well, our other co-founders are males too. We all work together, but I actually think as a female, we've got a little bit of an advantage.
We do. We do. We definitely do. Because we have a little bit more of sensitivity. We can relate to people a little bit better. We're not as harsh. So I think it goes over a little bit better.
Especially when you're talking to sellers.
Yes.
Because really, we could talk about owning and running a business or running an acquisitions team, but none of that's possible without deals.
Right.
And it all comes down to that first initial phone call. We tend to have lots of women in that position.
Yeah. And we have to have a feeling, how would you feel, especially if you're going through a pre-foreclosure? How does that person feel? And I think we put that ahead of a male.
Yeah.
So I think that's how we get to where we need to be.
Yeah, kind of put the mama hat on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. How would I feel? Yeah.
Well, another thing, like somebody told me this, I was at this mastermind, right? And it had all the people that kind of do what I do, what Peter does, all together in a room. They're selling, coaching programs. We all kind of get together once a year, kind of come over the newest and greatest things. Funny thing is, you know what they all said? That 95% of the people that are in their programs are male. 95%. And they're like, you're marketing to women. That's a silly thing to do, is to market to women. Like, we have lots of successful real estate investors that are women at Partner Driven.
Yeah, we do.
It is definitely not 95-5.
No, we have a lot of women. And see, we have a lot of teams too, husband and wives, but we talk to mostly the wives. It seems like they've come forward and they watch Julie or they watch the other women in real estate, and that's who's coming forward now. And I think we have a lot to do with that.
Yeah. I mean, we run we have two things that we run. We have Partner Driven, and then we have Partner Driven Taken to the Max, right? In both things, we give you all of the resources, but in one, we kind of do it for you. It's more of a white glove service, where the other one's more do it at your own pace type of deal. It's a little bit more affordable. When I first started it, I was sitting with somebody and I was like, listen, they're like, you're never going to sell women into this higher end product because they are not going to want to spend the money to create their own business. I literally about came across that table. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is with Partner Driven Max, it's probably about half and half. Would you not say?
Yeah, I think so.
And probably right now, they're doing just as many deals. And it's not like I don't love work with men. I'm definitely not a men hater. I promise you that. But the statistic is not true.
No.
It's not true at all. How have you seen like some of the women that we work with as investors? Like, let's name a few who are really getting out there and making a difference.
Brittany's a big one. Tammy, I see a lot of. Gloria, there's so many of them. But those are the ones that are just on top of it. I watch them. They just keep going. You tell them, hey, not the best idea. They're going to the next one. Sometimes the men, they want to kind of cause a little bit of friction, but those women, they just want to build their businesses. I think it's fantastic. They want something for their children.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, like, that's great, talked about wanting something for their children. I think men, want it for their family too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But also is, as a woman, having that freedom. How important is it to have freedom? Like, I know you, I never know where this lady is going to be. Like, legit. Like, she lives in the same town as me. And one week she could be here, another week she could be in Florida, and I'm pretty sure you live in both places, is what it seems like.
Yeah, this past year, absolutely. But I've had that freedom. Yes, I do rehabs. My husband, we've been doing some rehabs, but I have that freedom. I missed a lot of my kids, growing up. I missed a lot. Now, I don't miss anything. I can have dinner every night, and I'm still working. I might work, 4 hours in the morning, 5 hours at night, but I have that freedom. I can come and go as I please. And that's really what I wanted to do. And that's what these women are looking for. They want to be home. If they're home from their, work, they work their business while those kids are in school, but then they're home. If they got a soccer game, they could go, and this is the way to do it. Real estate investing is the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if they're, like, we're speaking to you, if you're a female out there and you're like, man, I don't know if real estate investing is right for me. I mean, listen to what Laura just had to say. I mean, I think this is huge. We can all sit here and talk about that it's great money. It is great money. Yeah. It's a lot of hard work. People will tell you, they're like, oh, this is easy. This is not easy at all. It is not easy. But the money that you make for your hard work is what's great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So speaking to the women out there, what are some other advantages? We're talked about time, and we've got to get this through. I was the same way. I worked from dusk till dawn. Never had any freedom to do what I wanted to. I was on a time clock. I was micromanaged to the gills. That's not a fun way to live.
No. And freedom. You just said freedom. We have the freedom to do what we want. We can go on trips and still do your business. You build a good team and you have that team to back you. So that's the biggest thing is your freedom.
Yeah.
You have your freedom.
Yeah, freedom is really huge. But I don't want you to take it like it's not a lot of work. It's just you get to choose your time, your location to do the work. You're not chained to a desk somewhere.
No. And you might have to put in a little, well, yeah, and you might have to put in a little bit of time. It may take you a year or 2 years of hard work, being on the phone and things that you're not used to. But once you get to that point, then you just go, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, and you know, I think that the quickest way to learn this business is to do it.
Yeah.
And I think whenever a lot of us get started, like a failure happens, like a deal doesn't go through, and maybe your second deal doesn't go through. So then you completely lose all interest in the business. But what's really happened is you cannot measure what you've just experienced and learned. So going through a deal from start to finish, even if you lose it, you're still winning, aren't you?
Experience.
Yeah,
next time you're not going to make that same mistake, or you're just going to learn from each deal.
Yeah.
And so you get it right.
Well, Laura, if you could give, and I want you to give the best advice for someone, male or female, what's the best advice that you could give someone about starting their real estate investing business? What could you, from your 10 years of knowledge, all of your experience in acquisitions manager, getting the deal closed, actually literally doing rehab. Like, we're not talking like she's necessarily paying somebody all the time. Like, this girl knows how to work, like, with her hands to make things happen. What's the biggest advice you could give somebody out there today?
If you really want it, go for it. I mean, yes, it's going to be a lot of work, but if you really want that freedom and you want the stability and you want to be home with your kids and you want all of that, yes, it's going to be a little bit of hard work, but once you get there, it'll be great. And if you want to learn from the best. And, partner driven is the best. So you want to learn from us for sure.
Well, Laura, I appreciate having you on today. We'll have to have you back again sometime.
Absolutely.
We'd love to do that. But thank you so much, Laura, for joining us.
Anytime.